How's everyone this morning? I don't think you guys are you guys here this morning? Are you excited to be here in the house of the Lord this morning? Okay, we have a few right here that are excited. Anybody over here? All right, we're excited over here. What about over here on this side? That's you, Randy. Randy, you might need to that was really close. I think we just need to pray. Anyway, you guys, we had it on our hearts this morning to do a service of healing. And so we just want to declare a healing over this place, over sickness, emotional, physical, mental, relational, and spiritual. And it says in Matthew 18:20, "For where two or more are gathered in my name, I am among them." So we're just going to pray, you guys, and we're going to go ahead and worship this morning. God, I thank you for the opportunity to be in your house. I thank you for the breath in our lungs. I thank you for the sun shining, and I thank you for your goodness. I thank you, God, that we have come here this morning with expectant hearts. And Father God, if there's hearts in this place that just need to be softened or walls torn down, Father God, we just completely surrender our time of worship to you, our time of teaching today, Lord God, to you. And we just want to give you all the praise and glory in this place, God. We are excited to see what you're going to do. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. If you guys are able to stand with us this morning. We seek your presence this morning, Lord. Thank you that you are a God with open arms. And just receive us, Lord. May all of our praise just honor and glorify you this morning, Father. Just give you our hearts. You are worthy of all of our praise, Lord. I give you glory for all you've brought me through. And now I'm ready for whatever expectant hearts to meet with you today, Jesus. I thank you that we can trust in you. I thank you, Lord God, that we can put all situations in our hands and we can lay them at the feet of Jesus. And that you have our breakthrough, Lord, that nothing is impossible with you, Father. I thank you, Lord, for what you're doing right now. I thank you for your presence here. Just give you glory, Lord. Offering to you. And I pray that there is breakthrough in this place. I pray there is healing in this place in the name of Jesus. We have come with great and expectant hearts this morning, Father. And I thank you for your goodness. I thank you for your faithfulness. And I thank you for your presence here right now, Lord. We just give you all the praise in this place in the name of Jesus. It says in 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my people which are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seeking their face, turning from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land. And may we seek your face this morning. The altars are open, church. He's anxiously awaiting you. Oh, here as we wait, we seek your face. Come and make your throne upon our praise. Here in this place, come have your way. The moment that we change everything. Lives healed, hope found here now. Jesus, you change everything. Chains fall, fear bow, here now. Jesus, you change everything. Lives healed, hope found here now. Jesus, you change everything. Do you guys believe that this morning? As we sing praises to the one that gave his life for each and every one of that, for each and one of us, he has the ability to change everything. So I don't know if you're in a spot today where you just need God just to come and just touch your heart or touch a spot in your life. But I just want to have everyone just close their eyes. And I just want, if that is you this morning, I just want you to put your hand up in the air so I can just pray over you. Father God, you knew where I was on Wednesday. And Father, I thank you that we can cry out to you. And I thank you, Lord God, that you hear our cries. And I thank you, God, no matter where we're at, you see us. And I thank you for seeing every single person here in this room right now, Lord. And you see their hands raised to you in surrender. You see their hands to you, Father God, just saying, God, I need you to change everything. My life is a mess, and I know that right now there is only one way that it'll be fixed, and that is through you. So, Father, I thank you for your goodness. I thank you for your love for us. And I thank you that no matter where we're at, Father, whether it's our highest of highs or lowest of lows, God, that you receive us and you desire us. And I thank you for that, Lord. So we just continue and worship you today, Lord. And I thank you right now for what you're doing in this place. And in the lives of God, those that just say, Jesus, please come. Please come, because I need you just to change everything. Thank you, Lord. We love you in this place and we worship you in this place. And all of his people said, bought with blood, oh, And should this life bring suffering, Lord, I will remember what Calvary has bought for me, both now and forever. God, you're so good. Sing it out, church. God, you're so good. Yes, you are, Lord. God, you're so good. Yes, you're so good to me. And we sing, God, you're so good. Oh God, you're so good. Oh God, you're so good. You're so good to me. One more time, church. And we sing, God, you're so good. Sing it out to church. God, you're so good. And we sing, God, you're so good. You're so good to me. Jeremiah 17:14 says, "Heal me, O Lord, and I will be healed. Save me, and I will be saved. For you, Lord, are the one that I praise." Oh Lord, you hold my every moment, and you calm my raging seas. You walk with me through fire, and you heal all my disease. I trust in you, yes we do, Lord. I trust in you. Oh, I believe you're my healer. I believe you are all I need. And I believe that you're my portion. I believe you're more than enough for me. Oh Jesus, you're all I need. You hold my every moment. You calm my raging seas. You walk with me through fire, and you heal all my disease. I trust in you. Oh Lord, I trust in you. I believe you're my healer. I believe you are all I need. Oh, I believe that you're my portion. I believe you're more than enough for me. Oh, Jesus, you're all I need. And nothing Jesus, you are so much more than we need. I thank you, God, for how big you are and how strong that you are. And I thank you, Lord God, of what you're doing right here in this place right now. I thank you, Lord God, that we join with the angels in heaven right now as we just worship you and we honor you and we give you all the glory. And we declare healing in the name of Jesus in this place. Not only physical healing, God, but emotional and spiritual healing, Father God. Relational healing, marital healing, God, but mostly our relationship with you, Father. God, I thank you for your love that you have for each and every one of us. We just give you the praise in this place. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Amen, church. You may be seated.
Good morning. It is a great morning to have communion, right? Yes, it is. We are here. It's the first Sunday of the month, and what we do at New Life is we have communion, and we are going to celebrate the communion service together. And I just want to read you a scripture. It says this. He says, while they were eating, it says in Matthew 26, while they were eating, Jesus took the bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take and eat, this is my body." Then he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, and saying, "Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will not drink from this fruit of the vine from now until the day when I drink it anew with you in my Father's kingdom." Today is a day that we celebrate the Lord's Supper. We come together and we have communion together. We take the bread and we take the cup and we go through this time and we get our cracker and we wait for everybody to be served and we think about who's going to cook the brats tonight on the grill. And then we figure out what tomorrow's going to look like, if it's going to rain or if we're going to be nice out. And then we're trying to figure out if work's going to be a good week or a bad week. But we take this time and we get together and we do this together as a family. Well, today I want to make sure that we get our minds right as we come to this time. As we come into this time of communion, it's a time of celebration. It's a time of remembering what Jesus has done. It's a time of healing. It's a time that Jesus has given us to remember him and to honor him and to give him glory for all that he's done. So as we do this today, I want us to take this time, and I want us to take time as we get the cracker, as we partake of the bread together, and as we partake of the cup together, to take time to think about what God has blessed us with. To think about his body that was broken for each and every one of us, that we might have eternal life through him. Think about the blood that was shed that we might have forgiveness. Think about the healing that comes only through Jesus and no other name on the face of the earth. So as we do this today, I want you to remember to take in the goodness of what God has done for you. So we're going to have the gatekeepers come forward. We're going to distribute communion as we take together. At New Life Bible Church, we are open communion. That means if you are a believer in Jesus, have made Jesus your Savior, we want to encourage you to take with us and partake of the communion with us. Scripture says he took the bread, he broke it, and he gave thanks. Let's pray. God, we just come before you, and we are so thankful for how good you are to us. Jesus, we thank you for the sacrifice you made for each and every one of us, that we would be able to be called sons and daughters of God. We thank you for this time where we can look to you for healing. We can look to you for forgiveness. We can look to you to remember all that you've done for us and give you praise. Jesus, we love you. We give you all glory and honor as we do this together. And we do this in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Oh God, I look to you. I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. God, I look to you. You're where my help comes from. Give me wisdom. You know just what to do. And I will love you, God, I look to you. I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. God, I look to you. You're where my help comes from. Give me wisdom. You know just what to do. And I will love you, Lord, my strength. I will love you, Lord, my shield. I will love you, Lord, my rock. Forever all my days I will love you, God. Oh, I will love you, Lord, my strength. I will love you, Lord, my shield. I will love you, Lord, my rock. Forever all my days I will love you, God.
It says the same way after he blessed the cup. Let's pray. We come before you again, God, and we thank you for your love for us. We thank you for Jesus and all that he's done for us, the shed blood, the forgiveness of sin. We thank you that we can come before you today, remember, and give praise for all that Jesus has done for us. We ask you to bless this time. We thank you, Jesus. In your name we pray. Amen.
Oh God, I look to you. I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. God, I look to you. You're where my help comes from. Give me wisdom. You know just what to do. And I will love you, Lord, my strength. Oh, I will love you, Lord, my shield. I will love you, Lord, my rock. Forever all my days I will love you, God. Oh, hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Forever all my days, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God
glad you guys are here. We're going to continue in this time of worship with our tithes and offerings. So if you just want to pray with me. God, we just thank you for what you've been doing today and that you're here with us, God. We thank you for the time of worship that we've had, and just the time of communion that we got to do that together as the body with you. We pray that we would just be able to continue with you the rest of the service, God. We pray that this time of tithes and offerings would just bless you, and that you would bless it and you would multiply it, God, and then that you would just send it throughout our communities and throughout just our state and the nation and the world, God. Just let there be an eternal impact that's made starting right here today, God. We just thank you for your goodness and your grace and your love for us. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. While the gatekeeper's going out, make sure you check out your bulletins. There's full of a lot of stuff going on. A couple big announcements. On Wednesday, May 8th, this Wednesday, our flowers from the flower sale will be coming in. So you can come in and pick up your flowers anywhere between 10 o'clock and 6 p.m. So 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. So if you come and pick up your flowers that day, that means we will need some help though in the morning. The truck's going to get here around 8 o'clock, anywhere between 8 and 10 o'clock. So if you can be here around 8 o'clock, help us unload the truck. Many hands make light work. And we need some help with that. And also we have our Go Serve Sunday today. So if you want to come, I guess you guys are here. After the second service, if you want to come and help out, we're doing some roadside pickup on Hoisington here, and it's just an opportunity to get to serve our communities as a church. And there's a bunch of other stuff going on. Check your bulletins. Kids Zone, Next Level, CR. If you don't know what's going on, just ask your neighbor. There's be involved. Get involved in something. Yeah, we're an active church. We want you guys to be part of that. We're so glad you're here, and we're just really excited to see God work today.
And ooh, there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship.
Crazy week, hasn't it? Busy. How many of you are really busy right now this time of year? Busy, busy, busy. Graduation, getting ready for graduation. School's getting ready to end for some of you, and we have all kinds of things going on. Sports and different things are wrapping up. School's trying to wrap up everything so they can get their band concerts and all the different things. Prom happened in Pecatonica last night. So there's all kinds of good things about that. There's a huge difference between what Winnebago had to deal with last week and what Peck got to deal with this week. We had snow in Winnebago. Peck had beautiful weather. So God is good to Peck. Anyways, no, God's good to all of us. But we are busy, and just to let you on a little personal note. Many of you know, but I'm very proud. My wife graduated yesterday with her master's degree. So is she in here? No, I can talk then. All right. What she's been through for the last 2 years of going to get her master's degree, I will tell you this: you never have to worry about me going to get mine. There's 2 reasons for that. No, there's actually one. I'm not smart enough. Next. All right. Here's what we're talking about today. Smart enough not to do it, right? I can't. I wouldn't. I couldn't. I would wouldn't work. I'm not good with words. Anyways, today we're going to talk about something that we come through Easter. We talked about Jesus' death, his burial, and his resurrection, and the celebration of all the different things. And then we came into last week, and we talked about the going out and making a difference in our communities because of the death, burial, and the resurrection of our Lord Savior, and making a difference in going out in evangelism and telling people about the good news of Jesus. Today we're going to kind of go off of everything that you've heard of today. If you've noticed, there's been a theme through our service. Typically there is. Amy does a good job communicating, and we do put together our services. And when we were talking, she had something on her heart, and it fit into what I wanted to talk about too. And what we're going to be talking about is healing today. We're going to talk about all the different things that are going on in our world today, and what we need healing in, and our world around us needs healing in. Today in our world, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain we see all over our world. There's people who are physically in pain, that are dealing with physical pain. The older I get, the more I realize that is true. I'm not the 25-year-old that I used to be. Throwing a baseball now hurts, and different things like that. But there are people in physical pain from growing older, and there's also from sickness and disease that is causing that pain. There are people that are hurting, that are sick, that are dealing with different kind of diseases and going through different things that are causing them to be in a lot of physical pain. There are also emotional pain. In our world today, we see a lot of emotional pain that people are dealing with. They're struggling with life and all that is thrown at them. And right now, there's a lot of people, maybe you in this place today, are dealing with a lot of things that they feel like is being thrown at you every day. If you're like me, you wake up in the morning and you look at your calendar on your phone or on your wall or wherever you have your calendar or your notepad or whatever you do, and you look at it and go, how in the world am I going to get all this done? In my life is winding down. I got my kids are all grown, drive, and do their own thing. But still, there's days I wake up and I'm like, how am I going to get through all this? And because what we have is life is throwing us stuff all the time. There's always new things being thrown at us. There's always different things that come at us. And sometimes we get into a point where we struggle with that and we go through a life with emotional pain because of all the stress. Today we're going to see what Jesus teaches about in these things. And we're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about what Jesus has come to do and his blessing upon us. So I want you to turn with me in your Bibles. If you have your paper Bibles or you have your Bible app on your phone, I encourage you to turn with me to Luke 5. We're going to look at Luke 5, 17 through 26. So open your Bibles to Luke 5, 17 through 26. It'll also be up here over my head. When you got it, say got it, PT. Man, the first service and second service are about on the same wavelength today. That's about where it was. Luke 5, 17 through 26. If you guys say got it, PT. Got it, PT. Even if you don't, all right. It's going to be up here over my head. It says this. When we read it, it says this, and one day as he was teaching, talking about Jesus, the Pharisees and the teachers of the law who had come from every village of Galilee and from Judea and Jerusalem were sitting there. And the power of the Lord was present for him to heal the sick. Some men carrying a paralytic on a mat, some men came carrying a paralytic on a mat and tried to take him into the house to lay him before Jesus. When they could not find a way to do this, because of the crowd, they went up on the roof and lowered him on his mat through the tiles into the middle of the crowd, right in front of Jesus. When Jesus saw their faith, he said, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." The Pharisees and the teachers of the law began to thinking to themselves, "Who is this fellow who speaks blasphemy? And who can forgive sins but God alone?" In verse 22, Jesus knew what they were thinking and asked, "Why are you thinking these things in your hearts? Which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Get up and walk'? But you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." He said to the paralyzed man, "I tell you, get up, take your mat, and go home." Immediately he stood in front of them, took what he had been lying on, and went home, praising God. Verse 26, everyone was amazed and gave praise to God. They were filled with awe and said, "We have seen remarkable things today." We have seen remarkable things today. If you write in your Bible or if you highlight on your phone app, I want you to highlight on your phone app or on your Bible, I want you to underline that we have seen remarkable things today. We have seen remarkable things today. Why do I say that? Because I want us to walk out of this place and say, I have seen remarkable things today. Remarkable things that God has done. That should be our prayer, that every morning when we wake up, that when we go to bed at night, we can say, God, I have seen remarkable things. I believe that is a big deal, and as we go on today, to remember. In this scripture, though, here we have Jesus teaching the crowds. He's teaching in a home and in a group, and he's speaking life, and he's speaking good news to them. He's speaking to them and telling them all about the good news of the kingdom. He's telling them about the great movement that was happening because of Jesus. And the power of God was in the place, and the people knew it. The power of God that was so thick in that place, the people could feel it. There was an excitement. There was like something big is happening here, and something good is happening here. They knew that God was there. So what happens when that happens? The crowd grows and grows, and the crowd grew, and the house became fuller and fuller. And then all of a sudden, word gets out, and so some friends of a paralytic man, they heard what was happening. So what did they do? They grabbed their friend's mat, and they said, let's go, Joe, Frank, whatever you want to call the guy. And they said, let's go. We're going to go see this Jesus. So they brought their friend to see Jesus to be healed. But they got there, and the crowd was big. The house was full. There was no room for them to get in. And if you've ever been in a big crowd, I went to Shelley's graduation yesterday, and it's amazing how we become like cattle when we want to get in and get seats, right? All of a sudden, the little room where before the main entrance, that room was kind of sporadic and people were sparse. Got closer to the time, you could see people jockeying to make their move, where they were going to stand to get in line, so that they could get a good seat. They're boxing out like basketball. But anyways, the same thing was happening here. There was a packed place. They were trying to get closer to hear Jesus. And when they get there, they couldn't get in. They couldn't get the man to Jesus. So what did they do? They did what any good group of men would do. They went to the roof. And they cut a hole in the roof and dropped the guy down into Jesus. Not really. They didn't do that. They lowered him nicely and gently. I don't know how they did it. They had many ways. But they gently lowered him down in there. They knew something big was going to happen and that nothing was going to stop them from seeing God do a major work. So they placed a paralytic man right at Jesus' feet. And they put him right there. And Jesus saw what was happening, and he's like, wow, these guys are creative. And as the man was sitting there, Jesus says these words, and these words are awesome. He says this. He looks at the paralytic man, and he looks at him and he says this. He says, friend, your sins are forgiven. Friend, your sins are forgiven. I don't know about you, but that's kind of neat. A lot of times, many times in Scripture, Jesus calls out by people by name. Like Lazarus, when Lazarus was dead, he called Lazarus out of the grave by calling him by name. When he called out demons, he would call them out by name. He used name. But in this situation, he came and he called him friend. Friend, your sins are forgiven. I like being called the friend of God, wouldn't you? Amen. Now, when Jesus did this, all this is happening. All the people are standing there taking all this in. The Pharisees, the teachers of the law, the way things were done. Everybody was there who was important, and there was people gathered around, and they're dropping this guy down through the ceiling, and people are going, what is going on? And they're dropping him in, and he's at Jesus' feet. He says, friend, get up. Your sins are forgiven. And all of a sudden, the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, their brains are exploding. What is happening? Who is this guy, and how can he be forgiving people their sins? They weren't happy about what was taking place. They didn't think that Jesus had the authority to do what he did. But guess what? He did. And the presence of God was so thick that they couldn't deny it. They didn't like the way that things were going. It says in verse 22, it says, Jesus knew what they were thinking, and he asked, why are you thinking these things in your hearts? Which is easier to say, your sins are forgiven, or to say, get up and walk? But when that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins. He said to the paralyzed man, I tell you, get up, take your mat, and go home. Jesus knew what was going on in their minds. Jesus knew what they were thinking. Jesus knew what was going on in their hearts. Right in front of their eyes, they saw the man healed. Right in front of their eyes, they saw that the man was physically picked up and healed right there in their presence. But the one thing that also happened that many people don't pick up on this story is there's more than a physical healing that took place here. Not only was he physically healed, he got up and walked, but guess what? His entire being was healed. His emotions, his burdens were lifted off of his shoulders. Guilt and shame were thrown out the window. All these things were happening. It wasn't just a physical healing that took place. In this paralytic man who just had his sins forgiven and was healed by the Savior of the world, now all of a sudden joy and peace were restored back into his life. The man was made whole. And the man had something that's pretty cool that we talk about a lot around here. He was given new life. And so he did what any one of us would have done if we would have been in his situation when Jesus called him friend and said, your sins are forgiven, now get up. He got up, and guess what he did? He danced out of there praising God and telling the world about what he just had happened to him. Now, I think about this. I think about like water's just parting because there's a big crowd in there. They couldn't get him in there. People were boxing out. They didn't want the guy to get in there because they were listening to Jesus. Now all of a sudden Jesus healed him, and what happens? It opens up, and he dances right out the door. Why? Because the power of God was in that place, and he was walking in that power. And everyone in the place praised God. It says that they were filled with awe and said, we have seen remarkable things today. We have seen remarkable things. Put yourself in that position of being there, of watching somebody be lowered through the ceiling, down onto the ground, and to the feet of Jesus in a packed place, and all of a sudden the guy who they know couldn't walk before, all of a sudden gets up and walks away. They have seen a remarkable thing. What an incredible account for us to take in. I want you to understand this. God is in the business of healing. He was in the business of healing. He is in the business of healing. And he will still be in the business of healing. Complete healing. Complete healing. The man walked away, not only able to walk, but able to be rejoiced, able to have peace, able to celebrate the good things about Jesus. Burdens were lifted off and his sins were forgiven. He was a new man. Complete healing. The thing is, the enemy is out to take away all that God has made and all that is good. We look around us and we see all kinds of things around us, and we see joy that is taken away. We see peace that is taken away. We see contentment, and we see that taken away. We see people who are struggling in life because the enemy is there to take away those things. The enemy is there to steal away the joy and the peace that God gives. In John 10:10, we read it a lot here. It says, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Too many people in our world today are being robbed of the good things that God has given them. Do you see that? Yes, we see that all around us. People all around you are being robbed of the good things that God has given them. Too many people and families in our world today are being killed by the enemy's deception and deceit that the enemy brings. Too many people around us are having their lives destroyed by all the enemy throws at them. And the enemy throws things at you constantly. But I want you to know, as we sit here today, as we are here at New Life Bible Church on May 5th, 2019, I want you to know there is an answer. Jesus said, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Jesus is telling us very plainly and bluntly that he is a healer of all that the enemy tries to destroy or take away. Amen. You sit there and go, well, Pastor Tim, I live in this world and I'm struggling. It feels like the enemy is trying to drag me down in all the different things. He has taken away my joy. He's taken away my peace. He's taken away all these different things. And I want you to understand that empathize with that, and I understand that because I am not the most joyful person all the time. Stop. Because there's going to be a bunch of amens around. I'm not the most joyful person all the time. I'm not the most peaceful person all the time. We all have life come at us in different ways, and we lose those things because the enemy is throwing things at us to take those things away. And the sooner we understand that, the sooner we can step back and go, wait a second. The enemy is throwing this stuff at me, but I know the answer. And the answer is that Jesus has come that we might have life and have it to the full. That Jesus is the healer of all that the enemy tries to take away from us. Not only from health, when the enemy tries to take away our health, Jesus is the healer of our health. From our emotions, if our emotions are destroyed and beat up, not only that the enemy does that, but Jesus is the healer of those emotions. Of the guilt and the shame that the enemy tries to put upon us, our Savior, Jesus, is the one who heals us from that guilt and that shame. We have a healer, and his name is Jesus. Jesus provides us that abundant life. And Jesus has come to give us not only abundant life, but to give us freedom. In Luke, it's one of my favorite scriptures too. I say that a lot because a lot of scriptures are some of my favorite, but Jesus quotes Isaiah and says this. Luke 4, he says, "But the Spirit of the Lord is on me because he has anointed me to preach the good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to release the oppressed, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." If you don't have that underlined in your Bible, underline it. The Spirit of the Lord is on me because he has anointed me to preach the good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to release the oppressed, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. That's what our Savior does. Today is the day of favor for you. Did you catch that? Today is the day of favor for you. You might be sitting here going, I'm not really smelling what you're stepping in there, Pastor Tim. I'm not really sure I agree with you in that. Today's kind of a rough day. I'm kind of not feeling it, and I'm not sure. I want you to understand to change your mindset right now. Because I believe that today is a day of favor for you. Today is a day that God is going to grant you freedom. Today is a day that he is going to grant you healing. Today is a day that God is going to set you free from all that is holding you back. Today is the day that we will leave this place and we will say, we have seen remarkable things. Today, that's right. Today we are going to take some time and we're going to deal with this. We're going to actually get hands-on and we're actually going to do some work. Because a lot of times, church, we don't do a lot of work. Do you know what I mean by that? Some of the time, we sit back and we take things in. But today I'm going to encourage you to go to work. Today I'm going to encourage you, if you are feeling this in a situation where you feel like you're oppressed, if you feel like you're struggling, if you feel like you are dealing with emotions and guilt and shame and needing a forgiveness, if you are here and you're feeling sick and you're needing a touch and a healing from God, if you are here and you're feeling like you just are in the blahs, I want you to know that today we are going to go to work. I'm going to call up a team in a little bit here, and we're going to take time and we're going to pray. We're going to pray for the sick to be healed. We're going to pray for the hurt to be made new. We're going to pray for those who are dealing with guilt and shame to be released and to have forgiveness. And we're going to pray for peace and for joy to be in this place, so that we can walk out of this place just like the paralytic man walked out of that house where Jesus was teaching. We can walk out of here praising God and knowing that we have seen God work. James 5:13 says this. As the worship team comes up and helps me, I'll close with worship, and I'm going to have Justin and if I can get Ellen to come up and help me today too, that would be great. And we're going to be up here, and I'll be up here too. And if you need prayer, we're going to pray for you. And if we need more prayer team, I'll call Bob down from the base. He'll throw the base down. Come running. James 5:13-15 says this. It says, is any one of you in trouble? He should pray. Is any one of you happy? Let him sing songs of praise. Is any one of you sick? You should call on the elders of the church to pray over him and anoint him with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well. The Lord will raise him up. If he has sinned, he will be forgiven. Today, as we get ready to close, I want us to think. I don't want you to come into this place and go, I'm too embarrassed. I don't want to tell Justin or Ellen or Pastor Tim any of my stuff. If that's you and you just want to deal with it yourself, the altar is always open. You can come up these steps and you can pray at any time. You don't need us because there's one mediator between God and man. That's the man, Jesus. So you go through him and and you're good to go. But if you need someone to agree with you in prayer, we're going to be up here to agree with you in prayer that God does a mighty work, that you can walk out of here saying God has done remarkable things. If you feel troubled, let's pray. If you're feeling great, let's rejoice. If you're sick, let's anoint you and pray. So today, as we get ready to close, if you don't feel like coming up, don't feel pressured, because that is not one thing I do. But I want you to know this. If you do feel like you need to come up and pray, come up. Amy said it in the first service, but she was nice to you guys in the second service. She told the first service that they're all screwed up. You said they.
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, she was right. We're all screwed up in a way. So there's no judgment. There's no weirdness. It's just coming before God and saying, God, I need you. And if that's you today, we want to pray for you. We want to be supporting you and lifting you up. And as we sing, maybe you're here and you're like, I just feel good, Pastor Tim, I'm good. You can come tell me you feel good, or you can sit in your spot and you can pray for those who come up. Pray for your neighbor. Sing and worship with us as we close. But I think it's time to do some work, church. It's time to do some work. So let's stand as we get ready to close and worship, and let's honor him. Let's praise God with all that we have. And let's also, if we need prayer, we can come get prayer.
Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Speak what is true. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Speak what is true, 'cause I am found. I am yours. Oh, here's my life, Lord. Here's my life, Lord. Here's my life, Lord. Speak what is true, 'cause I am found. I am yours. I am lost, and I'm made pure. I have life. I can breathe. I am healed. Lord, I am free. Oh, you are strong. You are sure. You are life, and you endure. You are good, always true. You are light, breaking through. Here's my heart, Lord. Oh, speak to us, Jesus. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Speak what is true.
As we close with that song, Speak What Is True, here's the truth. Jesus is our healer. He is the one who loves you. He is the one that has brought healing to his people. And as we go out of this place today, God, we just want to pray. God, we just come before you. We're so thankful that you are a God that heals. We're so thankful that you're a God that loves us. We're thankful that you have done mighty things. And God, as we get ready to leave this place, we pray for your healing. God, as Miss Jones just came through the back door, I lift her up to you today, God. I thank you for Miss Jones and her impact on my life and the life of those around her. I pray for your healing upon her as she came through the door. God, I thank you for everyone else who were in this building, God, that you would heal their hearts and their minds, forgive where forgiveness is needed, let the burdens be released off their shoulders, and let us walk in victory as we walk out of this place. And God, my prayer is that we walk out of this place saying, we have seen remarkable things. That is my prayer, God. Thank you for being good to us. We thank you and we praise you. In the name of Jesus we pray. And all God's people said, amen. Give God a hand clap for his healing. God bless. Have a great week.